KG3TV. It's your girl Brittany, and I'm back today with another video. And of course, as you can see, today's topic is dealing with yourself before giving yourself. And the reason why I'm speaking on that today is because a lot of times we're put in situations, or we place ourselves in situations because we tend to give ourselves to people before we deal with ourselves, and then we blame them for what happens. A lot of times we have to learn to face situations head on, and the harsh reality is, in most cases, we can't blame anyone else. Like, we just have to take accountability, and we have to own up to a lot of it being our part or our problem. And what I mean is that, not saying that you're not a victim of your circumstances, but in a way you're not, because you control what you allow, meaning whatever you allow will continue. Also, when it comes to growth, you're always going to be placed in an uncomfortable situation. You're going to be forced to move. You're going to be forced to respond, to act in different ways that you're not used to. You're going to be put in situations that are uncomfortable, they're unusual, unfamiliar. And the reason is because when you're growing, you have to learn a lot about yourself. You only grow if you learn about yourself. So one thing I've learned is that sometimes some of the situations I've been in, they have been repeated. They've been constant and ongoing issues because I haven't dealt with the reality of the situation. I haven't dealt with what's really going on. And when you really break things down, if you really chop everything down and you lay it out, you're going to understand that in most cases, the problem is you. And that's the harsh reality about growth. That's the harsh reality about dealing with others. That's the harsh reality about growing, period. You learn that there's just a lot more that you can do to better yourself. There's a lot more that you can fix. It's no one else's fault. Whining, complaining, crying, being sad, all of that, it does not fix the issue, because you still have to deal with you at the end of the day. And the root cause is usually you. Meaning you get in situations and you can see that a person is a certain way, or they possess certain traits or characteristics that you're able to recognize. And we as women, we tend to overlook them, like the red flags, anything. We overlook it because some of us either have those healing spirits that want to help a broken person heal, or we're just in a place where we feel that we could change them, or that we would be great because there's so much in us that we recognize as great. We feel that that would be enough to make them want to change, and it's not. Change and growth all takes place within. Meaning whatever has to happen within that person, you have no control over it. Now, you can be a little motivation. You can motivate them to want to do better. But the growth and the change, it actually takes place within the person. And if you allow this person in knowing that those traits that they have could be damaging, if you allow those people in and you know that the way they are it could cause you pain later on, and you allow it, it's going to happen. Whatever you allow will continue. And I always say you're only confined by the walls that you build. So whatever walls you set up, whatever boundaries you set for yourself, whatever position you put yourself in, once you box yourself into that, you can't blame anyone for the box you chose to be in. Because you had every right to break the barriers. You had every right to break the walls. You had every right to say, no, I won't accept that. No, this is not okay. No, I won't partake in this. No, I will not embark on that situation. So at the end of the day, the harsh part about reality is accepting reality. A lot of times it's not them, it's you. A lot of times it's not the other person that's just so jacked up or so messed up. It's because you haven't dealt with the inside of you. You haven't dealt with yourself, your inner insecurities. So you deal with that jacked up person. You deal with that broken person. You deal with that person who you know will be unhealthy. They will be detrimental to your health. You know it. You know it, and you still deal with it. So the problem is not necessarily the people. It's you. Only you can protect your heart. Only you can acknowledge that you need to change, and then you change. Only you can make the steps to make the change. It all starts with you. The same as if you're pursuing a dream or a goal. There's nothing and no one that can hold you back. And I heard this guy, it's a motivational speaker I was listening to, and he said, the things that you desire the most are the things that you chase the most. The things that you desire the most are the things that motivate and push you the most. And it forced me to deal with a harsh reality. It really did. As sad as it is, it really forced me to deal with some things that I was not ready to face or accept, but I had to, because he was speaking nothing but the truth. When you desire certain things, your passion for it seems to be a little bit more. Your drive is much more stronger when it comes to things that you're passionate about. Which could be a downfall. It could be a perk and a downfall. I had a friend tell me a while back that, hey, you're really, mentally strong, you're spiritually strong in the word, and this and that. And when it comes to love and relationships, you're really good with that. And the way you love is just beautiful. But when you were focusing on love and how to grow and be strong in those areas, I was focused on being strong and growing in my financial status. I wanted my financial status to be up to par. Whereas now I'm in a place where I'm building. Now the roles are reversing, and I'm in that place because that was what drove me the most. I have a passion for love. I have a passion for relationships. I have a passion for God. I have a passion for family and units and commitment. And whatever you focus on the most can be the number one thing to break you down if you do not deal with the harsh reality of it all. So there's nothing wrong with being passionate or desiring certain things, but be mindful that whatever you put the most energy into is the thing that grows the most. So if you spend most of your time focused on relationships and love, when those relationships and love fail, you fail. If you ever notice when you get in a relationship and I can speak because I've been in that place myself, let's just walk in our truth. You've been in a relationship and the relationship fails, it crumbles. And you start to fail and crumble. Like you can't get up on your day-to-day, you can't move because you're putting so much energy into that one place. The same as if you have a goal or a dream, if you put that same amount of energy into that dream or that goal, it has no choice but to go forth. The only time you'll fail is when you stop. The only time it ends is when you give up, regardless of whatever it is. Be passionate about something. Be passionate. Have a drive for something. Don't let anyone tell you that, hey, what you're passionate about is not as important. It may not be as important to them, but it could be very important to you. That very thing that you have a drive in could be the very thing that pushes you to your highest potential, your maximum potential. But just be mindful of the things that you desire, the things that you have passion for the most. They somewhat control the box that you're in. And if you choose to stay in that box and you let certain things come into that box that could hinder your process, that could hinder your love, if you're passionate about love and relationships and you always want a relationship, or you always long or strive for companionship, but yet you allow someone unhealthy to walk into that box or to step over into that box, or you deal with people who are broken, you constantly allow broken people that you can recognize are broken, you allow them to come over in that box, it's detrimental to your box. It can hinder everything that you have going on. And at the end of the day, there's no one to blame but you. So the main thing I was saying is learn to deal with yourself before giving yourself to someone else. Because if not, you're going to do my mom used to call it a fault finder. You're going to be a fault finder. You're going to be the person who can point out what this person is doing, what that person didn't do, how they didn't do this, how they didn't love me properly, all that other stuff. And there's still no one else to blame but yourself. So all I want y'all to do today is learn to deal with yourself. Take accountability for your actions, for your wrongs. At the end of the day, everyone messes up. No one is perfect. If we were perfect, there would be no need for any of us to be here. None of us would stand out. We would all be the same, look the same, talk the same. We're set apart for a reason. Whatever you're passionate about, it may not be someone else's passion. And don't change it up because someone else's is different from yours and it works for them. Find out a way to make it work for you. So, y'all learn to deal with yourself. Learn to deal with the inner insecurities, the letdowns you've been dealing with, deceit, all that heartbreak. Learn to deal with those things head on. Face them. Just face them. You have no choice. When you're at your lowest, when you're down, you're broken, you're out, and you've hit rock bottom, there's no other place to go but up. And in the midst of you being down, the only thing you need to do is just keep going, keep growing, and y'all keep glowing. And I'm out.